Hello guys, welcome back to Tenacious Trading Group. So today was alright, it wasn't too bad, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst, but when you see the setup, you trade the setup, right? So that's what we had today. So if I go to my let me just so if I go to my 1 hour chart, again if I just zoom out, we're making higher highs and higher lows. We took out our previous high, took out our previous high, took out our previous high, took out our previous high. So clearly we are in an uptrend. So what should I be looking for? I should be looking for potential longs. So now that I've established what price is, what the market environment is on my higher time frame, I can now start going down to the lower time frame. And even if you're not using your 1 hour as a higher time frame, you can go down to the 15 minute and it's still the same thing. When we zoom out, what are we doing? We are making higher highs and higher lows. As again, we close above there, we close above there, and then we close above there. So it's clear to say that price is also bullish, and our SMAs do not lie. Our SMAs are also bullish. So now that I've got that out of the way, theoretically I should only be looking for longs, or I should only be interested in longs until potentially price flips bearish, not only through structure but also through the SMAs. So if I just get my checklist out, so we've now checked out our market environment, we have checked out our SMA. So now I'm going to see if price is in the pullback or continuation. So if I go back to my 1 hour, it's kind of hard to say. If I go to my 15 minute, it looks like price was in the pullback leg. However, it looks like we've tapped into something and now we might start pushing higher. So I could say yes, we was in a pullback leg, but however now it looks like we're going to be in the continuation. And either way, I wouldn't want to be trading a pullback. Why? Because my SMAs are all bullish. It doesn't make sense for me to try to go against the trend, especially when SMAs are with our overall trend. So when I hopped on the charts, this is what I saw. I saw this market structure break. Obviously, for those of you, this is my protected low. This is my weak high that I like for price to run. So again, when I go back to my checklist, I've got market structure out the way, so that's all done. So now I'm going to be looking for areas of interest. So I mean, at the time this was an unmitigated zone, and obviously it is now been mitigated, but we're looking for long, so that's all right. We don't quite have SBS above where we had the market structure break, because normally tap back out, tap back in, give us a higher high, but we do have a SBS within our SNDR or origin, depending on what you want to call it. So if I just mark that out for you lots, is this area here, and obviously within this area, what do we have? We have SBS as this is my 1, this wick, this is my 2, and then this is my 3. Obviously we've already swept, so 4 and 5. I mean, you could say that this could be your 2, so then you're looking for a sweep down here, but obviously how price looks and how what's it called, so how price looks, the only way I was potentially going to be able to get SBS is through that. But because it's not the best looking SBS now, what would I do? I'll just look for more confluences, more confirmation that price wants to go back up, because remember, SBS ain't going to be perfect. SBS ain't going to be perfect. So once you understand that, you're not solely just relying on SBS and price bounces back up. You still look for other things to potentially get in this trade. So now we have SBS. So we have SBS. You could even say on top of this SBS, we have this wick fractal in there. As you can see, I'm gonna just mark it with green better. So we have that wick fractal in there as well. Let me get my notes out again. We don't have an imbalance trend line. I mean, we are making high highs, high lows. We haven't had a trend line break yet. SMA, obviously SMA is bullish. Do we have an RSI divergence? I'm gonna check that out in a minute. And we are clearly in a discount. So if I draw my fib from this low to this high, I'm technically already in this trade. And if I want to maybe potentially narrow my stop, then I could always move it to the low of my SNDR or slash origin. It's completely up to you. I don't make the rules. So obviously this is my 15-minute time frame. So price is gonna take some time for it to go back up. So what can I do? I can go down to my lower time frame and start looking for potential flips, potential failure swings, and just anything that I need to do to potentially try to get in. So obviously you could say that internally this isn't your protected high. You like a candle close above this high, and we eventually get that. So now if this is a market structure break or internal market structure break, where is the SNDR that we came from? The SNDR is here. So there's always a chance that price might want to tap into this and then push back up. We are now also above our SMAs, which is a good thing. So now not only are we trading with our higher time frame SMAs but also trend, but now the lower time frame has a bias to it too. So when we let price play out, so on the live, we had this area marked up, and this was SBS2, where this could have been your 1, this could have been your 2, this could have been your 3, price swept, 4, and then 5. Is it the greatest? No. However, what do I say? See the setup, trade the setup. It's as simple as that. And then that could have been your trade back out. This one here. And that's you done. Let's say you aim for 2R. And then that's your 2R done. And that could have been you done for the day. So if I go back to my 50-minute time frame and you entered mechanically, then you have now hit a 1-to-1. You see that? You've now hit a 1-to-1. You can move your stop to break even, and you could let the rest ride. You could take out your profits depending on what you want and what you want to do. Again, I don't make the rules. But if we go back to our 1 minute, okay, so funny enough, we came back to this SNDR, and we also have SBS here. As now, this will be my 1, this will be my 2, 3, price swept, 4, 5. And again, you draw your fib from this high to the low, a little bit of drawdown potentially, and then price shoots back up. You could also draw it from this low. Don't quite tap the 618. However, we mitigate. Oh wait, the 50% is not this one. We mitigate 50%. See that line there? We mitigate at least 50%. So it's at a discount where you could potentially take this trade. If I remember, we also had RSI. So look, we had a lower low there, and then we had a higher low. So that's extra confluence that potentially that what trick price wants to head back up, price wants to potentially reverse and go back up. So if you enter this, I don't know how you'd enter this, potential to 618, potential for lower time from flip, but either way, price went back up, and I'm sure that's at least a 1-to-1. And then obviously this is the current market right now, but I just opted to what's it called, do my market recap early. And yeah, simple trade. Was it A star? Not necessarily. Was it a B? Yeah, you could say it was a B, because the SPS were a little bit funny, but overall, remember, you see the setup, trader setup, you can't complain. Yeah, yes, my people, and this is GU. Don't normally do forex, but you know, there was a good trade that presented itself when I was on the live today. And I'll just be doing like a top-down analysis on why I took this trade. So overall, I mean, you could say, well, we are bullish. I would say we are bullish because we had this high. So we had this zone here, and obviously we tapped into it, and we've taken out this high. So it's fair to say that we are bullish based on the 1 hour. And obviously this is my new protected low, and price should respect this low and continue to make higher highs and higher lows. Obviously there are plenty of SBS's within here, as this could be my 1, 2, 3 price swept, 4, 5. You could say this is 4, 5, as he had that double bottom. And obviously price potentially now wants to start pushing higher. However, we are below the SMA. Someone else might have this as a trade there, and someone else will think that this is a 1, 2, 3. Also look, price accept 4, 5, and potentially price wants to go back down. Hence why you want to mark out market structure with SMA. You don't want to just look at your SMA and then not follow your market structure. They work hand in hand. So overall, I'm bullish, but you could say that price is in a pullback. How do we know that price is in a pullback? It's making lower lows and lower highs. We failed to make a new lower low, and now we've made a higher high. So that's the first indication that potentially price wants to flip. However, we are on the 1 hour chart. So due to me being on the 1 hour chart, this is just going to take too much time for it to flip. When I go to my 5-minute, can you see how price is bullish on the SMA? If I go to my 15-minute, it looks like price is kind of hovering, but on my 5-minute and on my 1-minute, price is bullish. So from this area here, this one here, if there's a place that price should tap into and try to bounce from, it's gonna be from this area here. And yeah, it's gonna be from this area here. And also when you let price play out, you do have SBS, it's just not the cleanest. If I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys, it's not the cleanest. But either way, you have 1, you have 2, you have 3, 4, 5. Obviously, feel this imbalance, tapped into this area very ever so slightly, and if we're gonna base things off the 1 hour, then technically we need to have a candle close above these highs before we even try to engage in anything. And if I let price play out, so we've closed above. Yeah, so we've closed above, and look, we closed above again. So now it's already telling me that price is really bullish, because look, this was the first flip. So that is your market structure shift, and then this is your confirmed flip, you know. And this is internal, because why is this internal? Because look, we don't get a candle that closes below. On my lower time frame, this will probably be valid, but on my 1 minute it's not. So on my 5 second, it will be valid. But anywho, when we let price play out, we now have, I don't know if it was this one actually. I'm trying to remember because it was a good trade and I shared it. Yeah, sorry, my bad, guys. So yeah, we took this out, market structure break, and then obviously if there's an area that price will bounce from, it's gonna be from here. We do have SPS 1, 2, 3, price fit 4. Now we're looking for 5. Put my fit from this low to the high. And tap the 618, and when you let price play out, yep, and that's your winner. Obviously, there are other ways that you could have entered this. CSS. I mean, let CSS tap the 50% to the T. That's your trade out. You had trendline break. You could say, I wouldn't say that. I'll say like there. So that we broke above, came back, retested, and then pushed higher. So you could always have your stop below this low. You know, and it was a clean trade. It was a really, really clean trade. It was a really, 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 really clean trade. Obviously, if you're looking at price from a 50-minute point stand view, then I would say that this is my market structure break, this is my protected high, and this is the low that I would like for price to run. However, you can see within internal structure, it looks like price was pulling back because price was making what? Higher highs and higher lows. So it only makes sense as it now adds up to my overall analysis in terms of price being bullish on my 1 hour time frame. 5 minute being bullish, 1 minute being bullish, 15 minute overall being bearish. However, we're in the pullback leg. So can you see how when you are using multi-time frame analysis, you get yourself out of certain pickles, and a lot of this would have been ticked off, and we just call it another day. Good day's work, good trade. I wouldn't say, I mean, you could almost say it was A star. It wasn't, but you could almost say it was A star like. And yeah, and you can see, like, look, we just caught a little bit of the move. We don't have to catch the whole move. Obviously, for those of you that are much more courageous, then you could have entered off the 618, stop below the zone, and you have also secured your 16R. I don't know if you get 2R, let's hope. Yeah, and even 2R, well, 2R doesn't get hit. This is the current market right now, but either way, it's a good trade, simple, elegant, Caesar setup, trader setup, and that's about it really, man. I don't want to make this video too long, but wherever you are in the world, I wish you guys a good morning, a good evening, and a good night. Always remember, guys, victory belongs to the most tenacious, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.